Welcome to Catch Up with Catherine. Today I interviewed David M. Walker. Here you can see his updated book, Get It As Soon As Possible. It's very relevant. David was, for example, the US Comptroller, but he has been having many functions. I do like especially chapter number 10 and number 22. Here is the full episode. Enjoy.
Hello.
Nice to meet you, David. It's
Good
a
to meet you.
pleasure. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Happy.
I just got your book. I like the updated version. And I was diving deeper into especially two chapters, but there are many people who are not skilled in the history, in all the topics. They can make always, if not just oftentimes, bad financial decisions. What is maybe the key message in your book, and what inspired you to write your book?
Sure. Well, I have a unique background. I've run 3 federal agencies. I've been a professor at the Naval Academy. I've run 2 not-for-profits. I've been a partner in the largest accounting consulting firm in the world. So I have a very unusual background. And when I taught at the Naval Academy, I taught the economics of national security, and I had to create the class from scratch. And after I got done teaching it for a couple of years, I said, I might as well write a book. And basically what it's about is, it takes 4 things to be a superpower: economic power, diplomatic influence, military power, and cultural influence. And the U.S. clearly has that, but we're slipping. And we face a number of major challenges that our politicians are not addressing. And so basically what the book is intended to be is it's learning from history, learning from our founders, learning from others, a wake-up call, a call to action, and a way forward to make sure that our future will be better than our past. It's got specific solutions that have been tested with the American people and that have gotten 77 to 97% support from representative groups of voters about what we can do to stay a superpower and to make sure that our future is better than our past. Unfortunately, we've got too many politicians that are career politicians and that don't want to end up making tough choices until they have to. That's not acceptable, and we need to change that. We, the people, need to change that.
I like how we are breaking down. It's very structured. Hopefully, yeah, everyone will get it. You were mentioning strategic planning as the really key aspect, key factor that it is very important and it's kind of missing. How important is strategic planning for political campaigns, especially in the upcoming 2024 election?
The United States is obviously a superpower. It's a very important country, but we don't do a very good job of learning from history and learning from others. And if you don't have a plan, all you have is prayer. Don't get me wrong, I'm for prayer, but I'm for prayer and a plan. And the United States does not have a strategic, forward-looking plan, outcome-based, dealing with economic, diplomatic, military, and cultural factors that we need to be concerned with. In addition, the government tends to not focus on outcomes. In other words, what's it supposed to do? How does it measure success? How is it doing compared to those measures? In many cases, because politicians don't want to be held accountable. They don't want to be held accountable. So they'll spend more money, they'll issue more regulations to say that they did something, but it may be totally ineffective. So we need to change what government does and how government does business, because it's grown too big, promised too much, subsidized too many, lost control of the budget, and undercut states' rights.
What would you say? How can technology help the government basically manage its finances better? And what steps should we, as people or society or an individual, take to use it more effectively?
Well, when you're talking about managing anything, it's people, process, technology, right? You want to leverage technology to improve productivity. You want to leverage technology in order to be able to improve quality and consistency, if you will. I hate to say it, but the government is a lag indicator on technology. It's generally behind the curve with regard to technology. And in many cases, including in our Defense Department, we have thousands of non-integration legacy information systems that don't talk to each other. And that's a problem. Fortunately, we're in a lot better shape on the operator side, which is the warfighting side, than we are on the business side. But we need to get our act together on the business side because the Defense Department is the only major department in government that hadn't been able to withstand an audit. And we spend almost $900 billion a year on the Defense Department.
What would you say a good leader when it comes to not just the view on the politics this year? What would you say a skill for a good leader is nowadays?
First, leadership is about getting things done with and through others. Leadership is very different than management. Good leaders look ahead. They see the trends, the challenges, the opportunities. They take affirmative steps to capitalize on the opportunities and to mitigate the risk before they reach crisis proportions. They hire good people. They provide specific goals. They have principles and values that they expect people to comply with. They delegate responsibility and accountability. One of the best leaders we've had as president was Ronald Reagan, who did all of that. But good leaders also tend to have to be good communicators as well, both communicating within the organization as well as externally, because both are important.
Mm-hmm. What would you say? Is it nowadays difficult because the job market is kind of crazy? How difficult is to maybe enter, access a new area these days?
We have a very low unemployment rate. It's creeping up, all right? And you got to dig into the numbers because a lot of those jobs are part-time jobs and they aren't highly skilled jobs. The real problem we have now is there's a mismatch between what our economy needs, the type of skills and knowledge that we need, and what's available. We have a lot of people coming into this country illegally, and they might be able to do certain things, but they don't necessarily have the skills and knowledge that we need in order to grow the economy and maintain our competitive posture. And we got to get control of that situation because it's totally out of control. But, I've always found that people that have a good education, positive attitude, solid moral and ethical values, a strong work ethic, have unlimited potential in the United States. But college is not for everybody. We need more people in the trades. You can make a good living in the trades, and raise a family, have a good quality of life or whatever. We need to do a better job of matching the needs of the economy as a whole with the individual abilities and interests of the individual to make that come together, like Germany does, and they do a good job at it.
Thank you. Perfect. Lastly, what are you enjoying in your free time? If any free time, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do?
I like to travel.
Mm-hmm.
I play pickleball for about 2 to 3 hours, 5 days a week. And I play golf 2 to 3 days a week.
Wow.
And I read obviously as well, but those are some of the things that I like to do. So you got to stay mentally and physically active, and you also have to watch what you eat. And
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you for your time and all the information.
Thank you, Catherine.